Hi, it's Jazz at Red Panda Reads, and today I'm doing a baking book haul. In other words, I'm going to be baking raisin and oatmeal cookies while I talk about the books that I have got in the month of February. So my boyfriend has kind of implied that I might be buying too many books. So I'm probably going to have a little bit of a break in March with the exception of kind of book club reads. But I did get some books in February and I thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to talk to you about the books I've got. So we'll just see where this takes us. So I'm going to get the raisins in some hot water and then we'll start chatting about the books. This recipe says that to make the raisins more juicy, you basically leave them in boiling hot water for 20 minutes and then put them in at the end. So while I start to let those simmer and stay warm, let's talk about the first books that I got. So first of all, I have a book club and the book we're reading this month is Little Fires Everywhere. This book, I really don't know much about it. What we do every month is a different person chooses 3 books and we vote on what book we want. And this one sounds like a book of kind of friendship, of relationships between mothers and daughters, and just sounded like a really good read. So what it says on the back is, in the placid progressive suburb of Snaker Heights, everything is meticulously planned. Sounds like my life. From the colours of the houses to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Elena Richardson. Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother, arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter, Pearl. So this is where the mother and daughter relationship is coming in. And they rent a house from the Richardsons. Soon Mia and Pearl become more than just tenants. All 4 Richardson children are drawn into the alluring mother and daughter pair. But Mia carries with her disregard for the rules and threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. So, who knows really? It looks like at the end everything goes up in smoke, but I'm excited to read this book and discuss it in my book club. So when I bought this book, there was a deal that if you spent over a certain amount, you got free postage. So therefore I decided to get another book, and then I realised that if I spent over a certain amount, I would get £10 free on my Waterstones card. So I brought 2 more books. Yeah. I was drawn in, okay? So the first of those is a book I've been looking to read for ages, which is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. So this is a YA zombie apocalyptic book set in a alternative reality in America where there is an ongoing civil war and there is extreme racism, which there still is. So reading the back of this book, it says, trained at Miss Preston's School of Combat, Jane McKean is poised for a successful career protecting the wealthy from the encroaching plague of the Walking Dead. But when families begin to go missing, Jane uncovers a conspiracy that pits her against some powerful enemies. Sent far from home, Jane will need all her resourcefulness, wit and strength of character to survive. And I've just heard that this is a really original, fun take on zombie apocalypse and that the characters have loads of development, which is something I really enjoy. Okay, so it turns out I find it really hard to talk about books while cooking, but I'm going to give it a go. So the next book I got in that Waterstones deal was the second Heartstopper book by Alice Osman. This is just an incredibly cozy, sweet read about 2 guys who are in love and basically their time together and the difficulties they encounter and cute dog cuddles and sweetness. Like, it's just the most lovely, warm, cozy, wonderful read, and I really would recommend it. It's a graphic novel. I have already consumed it. The day that it arrived, I just sat down and in one read got through it all, and it just made me smile. So that book is fantastic. So now I need to beat in an egg. Oh, I just put... So the next books I got when, because obviously the bookshops are closed at the moment and it's not quite the same browsing online, and normally I like to go to charity shops anyway because then I feel I picked up a bargain, but those were shut. So I've been looking down my Asda aisle and they have a lot of books and they have a lot of deals, and so I could not resist picking up. Hello, how are you?
Hello, sorry.
Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Rob just came in. So yeah, went to Asda, browsed the aisles, they have really good deals, and so I ended up buying Such a Fun Age by Kiley, Reid and The Family Upstairs by Jewell. I didn't actually mean to buy The Family Upstairs, I meant to buy No One Is Watching, and because I have a very visual memory, I could just picture a book with windows, a blue book with windows and one lit up. And so, ignoring the name, I picked it up, I brought it, came back home, realised it wasn't the book I'd intended to buy. If you look up When No One Is Watching, they look basically identical, it's just that window's lit up instead of that window. So The Family Upstairs is a thriller, and I don't really read many thrillers. And I started reading it this weekend. It's enjoyable, I've nearly finished it. I'm intrigued about what's going to happen, but it's definitely not my favourite genre. It's just all a bit too serious and a bit too real and a bit too dark, and there's some really horrible people and I don't like it. But this book so far is basically about a woman who's just turned 25 and she was adopted when she was young, and she finds out that she's inherited this incredible big house in Chelsea, and that basically she was found there in a crib with her parents and a mysterious other man dead in some sort of joint suicide thing. And she goes back to the house to try and work out what's happened, and alongside this you're finding out a bit about what did happen back in 1988 in this house and what happened to the other children, her siblings, who just disappeared. So there's all a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue, and I'm just not as drawn to thrillers, but it is very, very readable. Such a Fun Age is a book I've heard really, really good things about. I've had a few people recommend it to me, and when it was in a deal, I couldn't resist it because I cannot resist a bargain. And so I've got it. So my understanding of this, let me just check the blurb. So it says here, when Amira is apprehended at a supermarket for kidnapping the white child she's actually babysitting, her employee Alex resolves to make things right. So begins a crash course that will upend everything they think they know about themselves, about each other, and the messy dynamics of privilege. Okay. So in terms of me at the moment, life update, I have a job. I have been working for a week, which is really, really exciting. After leaving my last job and then having some time off to be like, what do I want from life? What's important for me? What do I want to do? I found something that I think I'm going to be really happy in. I really want to keep this going. I'm going to continue getting weekly videos out as much as I can. And I've got some things lined up that are going to be fun for this channel. I've been playing around with tag ideas, which is fun. Should I do it like this? My partner and I are also listening to Rhythm of War at the moment, so we normally listen to about half an hour of an audio tape as we go to sleep at night, which is normally fine, but Rhythm of War is, 48 hours long or something ridiculous? So I was saying that was going to take a third of a year. So we started it in November, we have 3 hours left. Things have just gone wild. I am loving it. Its kind of portrayal of mental illness is so good. There's so much I want to discuss there. Brandon Sanderson, this is your best book, in my opinion, in the Stormlight archive. Woo! It is amazing. Oh, what goes in here next? As per usual, I made a mistake with my cooking. I forgot to put the warm water from the raisins into the mix earlier, but I'll put it in now, it'll be fine. It will be fine. The one book I haven't mentioned yet is Luster by Reid and Leilani. So this was very exciting because I got this book from a subscription that was brought to me for my birthday, which is a monthly curated book and some nice coffee from Storysmith, which is a little independent bookshop in Bristol, which is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love it. It's just incredibly cute. They have a bookshop dog. Oh, he's beautiful. And it's just a really great shop. They give really good recommendations when you go in there, and it's just lovely. And now I get a surprise book from them once a month. Luster was the book I got this month. So it says on the back here, inside. So Eddie is just trying to survive. She's messing up in her dead-end admin job in her all-white office, is sleeping with all the wrong men, and has failed at the only thing that meant anything to her, painting. No one seems to care that she doesn't really know what she's doing with her life beyond looking for what her next hookup is. She starts dating Eric, a middle-aged white activist with a suburban family, including a wife who has a sort of agreed to open marriage and adopted black daughter who doesn't have a single person in her life who can show her how to do her hair. It's about, I think, her relationship with not just Eric, the man who she starts dating, but his daughter, his family, and it's considered to be a painfully funny debut novel. And I'm super excited for this book. Look, they're done! So on that note, I had a lot of fun filming this. I'm going to have a lot of fun eating these and have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye bye!